Everybody's panicking about AI taking their job, and to be honest with you, they should be. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and switch my screen. I'm actually in Portugal right now. I'm in a new city. I was in Porto, and now I'm in Lisbon. I think that's how to pronounce it. And one thing I want to share about how I was able to travel, retire my 9 to 5, and actually have this location freedom, money, abundance. I'm going to share in this video, but more importantly, I'm going to share with you exactly why, 7 reasons why cloud engineers are going to dominate the industry, the tech industry, in the next 7 months. And so, what I want you to understand is AI, it needs infrastructure, right? It needs infrastructure to run on. Okay, where does AI live? AI lives on cloud. It lives on cloud servers. And so there is a lot more. So think about it like this. More AI equals more cloud jobs, okay? Literally 623 billion market. It is a $623 billion market. And every year it increases by 17%. Okay, cars don't replace people who build roads. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And I want you to understand that even though AI is replacing jobs, it's replacing software engineers, because AI can now do what software engineers can do a lot quicker and more efficient. And so a lot of companies are using AI to replace jobs, right? But cars, literally, they cannot replace people that actually build the roads, right? AI lives on cloud. You need cloud engineers to actually manage that infrastructure, okay? And so I want you to understand that your brain cannot be automated. I'm gonna say that one more time. Your brain cannot be automated, okay? You still need someone, okay, I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but you still need somebody to actually build that infrastructure. You still need somebody to actually manage the cloud servers that the AI is running on, okay? There is a lot of things that makes it very difficult to automate, like even with AI for cloud engineers. And that's why, if you look on the description, you'll see, my Instagram page. You'll go to my Instagram highlights. That is why you see multiple people, multiple students of mine getting back to back offer letters. Okay, this is current. This is in today's market. Almost every day, almost every week, right, there is a new student getting offers. Talk is cheap. If you go to my Instagram and look at my Instagram highlights, you'll literally see it, okay? And also my YouTube testimonials too. It's going to be in the description down below, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't make any sense how, there is a lot of people that's learning the cloud engineer skill set. They're getting jobs. There's more opportunities. And I see a lot of people, software engineers, right? Security engineers. A lot of people in GRC recently has been reaching out to me, and they've been talking about the space, how you kind of need you need more skills, right? And so they've been reaching out to actually learn cloud, right? So I want you to understand that you need to be able to learn a skill set that's AI proof. And it seems like cloud engineer is that skill set that you can learn, okay? And so, number 3, okay, the first one, right, there's 7 points I want you to understand. The first one was AI needs infrastructure. The second one is your brain cannot be automated. And number 3, okay, the salary ceiling is a lie. What do I mean by that? So a lot of people in tech, they have a ceiling, right? There's a cap. And I want you to understand, if you do not have a leverage skill set. Now, what does that mean? Leverage, and this is something that I learned from my mentor. I've said this in other videos, but leverage just means, in a very simple way, you can make more money and work less. You can get more of an output, a multiplied output, with a minimum input, okay? So, but most careers in tech, they're stuck at 110, 130, 150, 200 with one job, because you're working 8 hours a day for that one job. Unless you want to get a second job and you're working day shift and night shift, which I know some people that do that, they are burnt out. Okay, that is not a life that you want to live. You want to be able to make more money while working less, not making more money and working more. Okay, there's a more effective way of actually making money. And so, when it comes to the ceiling, it is non-existent when it comes to cloud engineers. Well, there still is a ceiling cap. I know somebody that's doing above 7 figures, and he has multiple different contracts. Now, I want you to understand cloud engineer is just a skill set where you're not working 8 hours a day. You're not working 6 hour a day. If you're working at a FANG company, or if you're working at a company that is in high demand, yes, like a startup, right? You're going to be working a lot. But for majority of, I'll say this from my experience on the roles that I've worked as a cloud engineer, it gave me that leverage. It gave me that environment where I can job stack ethically and legally to actually get to that $500,000 a year. I was making $489,000 a year. Go ahead and click the Instagram link and click the About Me. You can see my offer letters there. You can see the money that was coming into my bank account. It was $25,000 a month after tax. And so you can fact check what I just said in terms of making $489,000 a year. And that was possible because I learned a high income leveraged skill set, which was cloud engineer. Okay. And so I want you, the fourth point I want you to understand is certifications are the minimum. Honestly speaking, like I see a lot of people, and hold on, I gotta show you guys this. This is amazing. Look at the view. I know this is super random, but the view is amazing. Portugal is it's a lot of hills. Like I had to climb all the way up here. I was all the way down there by the, where is it? Where's my hand? By the ocean over there. It's beautiful. And that was so random, but let's get back to the video. So I want you to understand that, for me, I went to go get certifications. I thought certifications equal job offer. No, it does not. Okay. Certifications, it gives you understanding of what these tools are, of what these, it gets you exposed, right? For Security Plus, the CIA triad, right? For A plus, like you understand how to troubleshoot. There's a lot of stuff you're going to learn in those certs, but I want you to understand that certifications are the minimum. Okay. They're not the goal. They're not going to actually equal offer letter. You need to learn how to market yourself. You need to know how to brand yourself to have recruiters reach out to you. You need to learn how to sell, right? So it's marketing and selling. And selling is just communicating, right? How are you able to communicate the problem that the business have, right? And how can you communicate that you are the solution to the problem? That is the reason why people give you offers. That's why they give you money. Business 101. If I'm hungry and I'm outside, which I am right now, there is actually a hot dog stand or a food stand over there that I could give somebody money to solve my problem. Okay, so that's just business 101. And marketing is that they're literally right there and they have a sign. So on your resume, on your LinkedIn, you need to have a sign that's in front of people. And so that they can see it, which is you posting your projects that shows that you can solve the problem. Okay. And then when somebody comes to the stand, when somebody comes up and say, hey, I want a hot dog, right? Maybe you can give them a taste tester, right? Orange chicken on a stick. So I'm going on a tangent, but certifications is not the end goal. You need to learn skills. How do you market yourself? A hot dog stand. How do you sell yourself, right? How can you communicate in a way that shows people that you can solve their problem, okay? And so the fifth point I want you to understand is like, remote stays remote for cloud. What do I mean by that? 74% of tech is in the back office. Okay. Cloud infrastructure does not have a zip code, meaning for cloud engineers, what you can do in office, you can do remote. For example, for network engineers, you actually physically have to be there to set up the server rack, to set up the network, well, not the software network configurations, right? I was an IT technician. I used to actually connect my Ethernet cable to different ports on the server and then on the actual like front end of the business on like different banks. There's actually like an Ethernet port that you can connect the internet to, all right? And so that's kind of like network stuff, but as an IT technician, you do actually do those things too as well. But my point is, remote work for cloud engineers, there's a lot of opportunities for remote work, and that gives you the opportunity to have leverage, meaning that you can get multiple different contracts, right? And you can work all of them, okay? And you can make more money while traveling the world, okay? I try to, see what I did there? Traveling the world. That's really cheesy. But the sixth point I want you to understand is the 6 to 12 months transformation. If you go to my Instagram highlights, description is my link. The link is in the description down below. You'll click my Instagram, or go to my profile, and then you'll click on the Instagram highlights. Go through them, okay? And then also the YouTube testimonials. Go through them, okay? But you'll see that majority of my students, not even from a 6 to 12 months, majority of my students are getting offers between 2 to 5 months. And that's the average, okay? So you can actually look at that yourself. Don't just believe anybody that's talking online. Actually go fact check what I'm saying. But the reason why I'm making these videos, the reason why I'm communicating this to you is because I wish I knew about this when I first started in tech, because I wasted 5 years to get a college degree. It took me 5 years to graduate. I was a nursing major because I love helping people, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. But I dropped out, came back, studied IT, came back the next semester when I dropped out and graduated. So I got my IT degree. I thought that's what I needed. And then I got 3 certifications. I thought that's what I needed, and I was still driving Uber Eats. And so the reason why I'm communicating this, the reason why I'm sharing this stuff is it's really for you to understand the reality of cloud engineer. You don't need to join my program. I say this in almost every video. You don't need to join my program. There's other programs. There's YouTube University, right? We're very selective. If you are interested, we're very selective. We don't just choose anybody, because we need to know you're serious and you're actually going to put in the work to get the results. We have students, Christopher, he's gotten, if you go to my Instagram highlights and look for Christopher, in 5 months, he's generated $1 million, $8,053 in 5 months in offer letters. He didn't accept everything, right? Because some is a conflict of interest, but he's around that $500,000, $600,000 range. His goal was to make $1 million a year, right? We selectively chose him because we knew that he was going to commit to the blueprint. There is a step-by-step blueprint that we offer to people that they can follow and they can get results, okay? We are only looking for people that are serious. We're looking for people who are committed, because you have to commit into the program to actually do the work to get the results. And so if that is not you, do not click the first link in the description below, because you're just going to waste your time and your money. There's YouTube University, there's other programs if you're not all the way committed. And so I want to just emphasize that, because cloud has changed my life. I'm not special. I'm not better than anybody watching this video. I just started early, and I had a very powerful why. I wanted to take care of my parents. I thought that the 9-to-5 was a scam. Retire in your 60s, that doesn't make any sense. Think about it. You work when you're 40 plus years, then you retire in your 60s, and then you don't even have money to live off of. You have to depend on a family member. That's the average stats. Look it up. That's a scam. That's just my opinion, right? I'm not saying that's a fact. That's just what I think. And so I learned a skill set that can have me retire early. I retired last year, August 5th, 2025, at age 28. I am 29 years old, because I searched for a skill set, and cloud engineer gave me a skill set that is highly leveraged. I wish I had somebody showing me step by step, how to do this, which is why I have my program to teach my younger self. And so if you are committed, if you are looking for a mentor and you are ready to commit, you're ready to invest, right? It is a commitment. Click the first link in the description down below. Me and my team will reach out to you. We have a lot of people reaching out, so give us some time. But if that is you, click the first link in the description below to see, if you do qualify. And me and my team will reach out to you and see if we can help you. And so I want you to understand, these points. It doesn't even take 6 to 12 months. I will say this, because it can, but based on our students that's very serious, talk is cheap. You can look at it yourself. Testimonials are going to be in the description. You can check it out. It's real people. They talk about their experience. The YouTube playlist, there's a bunch of testimonials, right? And that's not even everybody. And so I want you to understand that this is something that you can learn, you can apply to actually get money, so that you can have location freedom, you can have time freedom, you can have money abundance. Well, I'll say more than you currently have right now. Okay. And then the last point, the 7th point, is the game is rigged. You need to learn the rules. The game is rigged. You need to learn the rules. What do I mean by that? This is exactly what I mean. Okay. I'm trolling. That was just, I couldn't, that's actually crazy. I'm looking at it like feathers. It's actually very beautiful. But I want you to understand that having recruiters to reach out to you is a skill set. You need to know how to brand yourself. You need to know how to put SEO optimized words on your resume and on your LinkedIn. You need to know how to post strategically to have recruiters see that you are an outlier, to see that you are an authority in a space, and to see that you are the solution to the problem that they have. That's why they reach out to people, right? My students, if you look at Stormi, right? He had no degree. He still doesn't have a degree. He has a high school diploma, okay? He has 0 certifications. He doesn't have a degree or certs. Yesterday, he got his 3rd offer letter. That would equal to $466,000 a year since he has joined my program. He's doing 2 jobs, okay? And he's at 324. Let me actually double check. And I'm gonna show you guys actually. I'm going to, okay, so check this out. There is it. Okay, so as you see, okay, he's at, now I'm at 356 annually. I said, just saw, congrats, extremely proud of you. One more job to make 3 total, hitting 500K a year mark. Oh, you guys can see, okay, cool. And then, right there, he said, already in an interview pipeline for a few other roles. If things go good, I'll be there in no time. And then I said, it's still crazy to me how you didn't know anything tech related. Now you just got a senior, by the way, cloud position, and about to hit $500,000 a year, which most people in tech don't hit. And I'm being funny, all right? And then we say, thanks for everything. I'm hitting these senior roles at a young age, and have only up from here to keep climbing. I said, we thank God, bro. All glory goes to him. Okay. So now Stormi is a perfect example. He still has a high school diploma and he has 0 certifications, but he joined the program. He committed in himself. He committed into the program. He invested in himself. He did not know if it was going to work out. When you invest, there is risk. No one knows if it's going to work out. But all he did was he put in the time and energy to learn the skill set. There's 3 of them that we teach. AWS Cloud Engineer. We teach you the tech stack, right? Docker, Terraform, Kubernetes, Jenkins, right? Terraform, Ansible, SQL, Python. We teach you the tech stack. There's 3 skills: tech stack and projects and tech challenges. So you learn the tools and the experience that companies are looking for. Okay, you learn that. The second skill is you learn how to brand yourself, how to get recruiters to come to you. And the third thing, you learn how to sell. Selling just means you know how to communicate to understand the problems that companies are looking for, and you understand how to communicate the solution, which is your experience, that's what you learn in the first skill, right? The tech challenge, the projects, and the tech stack, right? And so you learn how to communicate that. That is what Stormi committed to learning. That is what he invested in, which is the program. He does not have a college degree or any he has a high school diploma and 0 certifications. But he has that skill. There's people that have 10 certifications, 15 certifications, and they're not at $300,000 a year. Stormi is. Okay, so I want you to understand that there is a step-by-step process to actually get to where you want, right? Stormi is working remote. Okay, he's making a lot of money. And not just Stormi, there's a lot of other people. If you go to the description down below and you go to the YouTube link, the playlist, and my Instagram, on the Instagram highlights, you'll see that there's a lot of people making the same amount, even more. And that is the same step-by-step blueprint that they learn. I'm gonna give you guys a bonus. There's gonna be a video that says how to make $500,000 a year step by step. And that video is gonna be very detailed on, how to actually do that. It's the same blueprint that I give to my private students. If you click that link in the description down below, you'll go ahead and see exactly what my students are doing. And it's not complicated. It's just someone showing you a step-by-step blueprint that actually works. I listened to somebody else's blueprint online, get a college degree. It took me 5 years and $70,000 in debt. And I got certifications. I wasted 1.5 years going for certifications. And the end result was Uber Eats, $10 an hour. That is a blueprint that someone told me and I followed. There is another blueprint where getting real skills and experience, knowing how to brand yourself and know how to sell yourself, that is how I was able to make $489,000 a year, $25,000 a month. That was how I was able to retire myself at age 28 last year, August 8th, 2025. And that is exactly how I'm teaching my students to do the same exact thing. If you are interested in learning how we can help you, how you can learn the skill set from me and my team, go ahead and click the first link in the description below. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. But before we go, check this out. This is just amazing. And I want you to understand, like I said, I am not special. I'm really just an average person. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not better than you. All I did was just got lucky and followed a blueprint that worked. And so, once again, if you're interested in learning, see how we can help you, first link in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuce.